Hello students, welcome to the session on phonetics. In the last session on phonetics, we were talking about articulatory phonetics, and within articulatory phonetics, we were discussing about the organs of speech. While discussing the organs of speech, we started from the lungs, then we came to the windpipe, we discussed the larynx and the vocal cords, and we also discussed the articulatory organs, some of the articulatory organs, that is the organs that lie within the oral cavity. I would like to add one or two points to what I had already discussed in the previous class. I had told you in the previous class that the organs of speech that lie in the mouth, that is the tongue, lip, teeth, roof of the mouth, etc., are specifically known as articulatory organs. I would like to add two more terms to the system of organs which come under the broad category of organs of speech. The lungs and the muscles of the chest are together known as the respiratory system. In fact, the organs of speech can be divided into three. The lungs and the muscles of the chest together constitute the respiratory system, the windpipe, the larynx, and the vocal cords. They together constitute what you call the phonatory system, Phonatory, phonatory system, plus the organs which lie in the oral cavity, which we call the articulatory system. So in the last class I had mentioned only the articulatory system specifically as a group, but please note that there are two more words with regard to the organs of speech. The respiratory system, which consists of the lungs and the muscles of the chest, the windpipe, the larynx, and the vocal cords are together known as the phonatory system, and the articulatory system, which consists of the organs in the oral cavity, which we very specifically use for articulation. And one more two additions to the concept of airstream also. I have mentioned the most important airstream to you, that is, while speaking English, we use the pulmonic aggressive airstream. That is, pulmonic refers to coming from the lungs. Aggressive means coming outwards. So everything is fine, but there are two more minor airstreams which you need to be familiar with. While we can be sure that the most important airstream we use in English speech is the pulmonic aggressive airstream, you must also be familiar with two terms, the glottalic airstream and the velaric airstream. Okay, you don't have to study them in detail, but just you have to be familiar with the two other airstreams, the glottalic airstream and the velaric airstream. So what is the glottalic airstream? Glottalic comes from the word glottis. And do you remember what glottis is? Glottis is actually the space that comes between the two lip-like structures of the vocal cord. So the glottis can either be open or closed. So the glottalic airstream refers to the airstream that is initiated by the glottis when it is in a closed position. When the vocal folds are close together, there is no space between them, the glottis is closed, and in this position there is a slight airstream that sometimes gets initiated from that point, and that particular airstream is called the glottalic airstream. And the second one, velaric airstream. Velaric airstream, velum. The word velum is another name for soft palate. So velaric airstream is the airstream that gets initiated from the tip of the soft palate. Okay, so velaric refers to velum, the soft palate, and the velaric airstream is the airstream that is initiated from the soft palate. Both of these are minor airstreams which you don't have to deal with in detail, but you must know that there exist two such airstreams called the glottalic and the velaric. The main one that is used for English speech is, of course, the pulmonic aggressive airstream. In certain textbooks, you find only the pulmonic aggressive airstream, but in certain ones, these two airstreams, the glottalic and the velaric, are mentioned. Nothing in detail.